You know that feeling when everyone expects you to have it all figured out, but inside your mind won't shut up? Yeah, that's not a bug. That's high intelligence. And nobody talks about what it actually costs. Look, society loves to romanticize intelligence. High IQ, genius minds, straight A students. But here's the truth. Intelligence isn't always a gift. Sometimes it's a curse you didn't ask for. Today, I'm showing you three dark truths about high intelligence. And by the end, you'll finally understand why your mind works the way it does. Let's start with the big one, overthinking. You don't just think, you overanalyze. Your friend sends a one-word reply, you spend 20 minutes wondering if they're mad. You have an exam tomorrow, instead of studying, you're calculating worst-case scenarios. Intelligent people process every possible outcome, and that's exhausting. Psychology calls this analysis paralysis. Your brain has higher working memory capacity, which sounds great until you realize you're running 10 mental tabs at once. Here's what happens. You're lying in bed, you need to sleep, but your brain replays that awkward thing you said 3 years ago. Then it jumps to tomorrow's presentation, then to your future career. Sound familiar? Here's the fix. Use the 2-minute rule. When a thought pops up, ask, can I do something about this in 2 minutes? If yes, do it. Lock the door, send the text, write it down. If no, let it go. Write it in a worry journal and come back later. Not every thought deserves immediate attention. Here's something nobody tells you. The smarter you are, the lonelier you might feel. Not because you're antisocial, but because you see the world differently. You're sitting with friends, they're talking about celebrity drama, and you're thinking, why does nobody want to discuss real things? You're not judging them, you just exist on a different wavelength. And that distance, it hurts. Research shows highly intelligent people often have fewer close friends, not because they don't want connection, but because deep connection requires shared understanding. When your mind moves fast, small talk feels empty. You crave conversations that go deeper, but those are rare. So you end up feeling alone even in a crowded room. I get it. You felt like the odd one out your whole life. While everyone else seems happy with surface-level stuff, you need meaning. And when you don't find that, you wonder if something's wrong with you. Spoiler, nothing is wrong with you. Here's what to do. Stop forcing yourself to fit in where you don't belong. Seek out your people. Join online communities. Take that philosophy class. Start that book club. Quality over quantity, always. And here's the key. Be okay with your own company. Learn to enjoy your own mind. Loneliness hurts less when you become your own best friend. Last one, and this might hit hardest. Intelligent people burn out because they expect too much from themselves. You don't just want to pass, you want perfection. You set the bar so high that even your best isn't good enough, and eventually you crash. Psychologists call this maladaptive perfectionism. Your brain sees the ideal outcome, the perfect version, so anything less feels like failure. But perfection doesn't exist. Chasing it is like running on a treadmill. You're exhausted, but you're not getting anywhere. Real talk, you're tired, aren't you? Tired of the pressure, tired of feeling like you're never enough. You look at your to-do list and feel overwhelmed before you start. You procrastinate not because you're lazy, but because starting means facing the possibility of not being perfect. Here's what changed my life. Progress over perfection. Done is better than perfect. That essay doesn't have to be flawless, it has to be finished. Start practicing good enough. Not mediocre, just good enough. Because the gap between good enough and perfect, that gap will drain your soul. Also, take breaks, real ones. Your brain isn't a machine. Rest is essential. So, here's the truth. High intelligence comes with a price. Overthinking, loneliness, burnout. But you're not alone in this. Your mind is powerful, but it doesn't have to be your enemy. Learn to work with it, not against it. Be kind to yourself. Find your people. Set boundaries with your own brain. You're not too much. You're not broken. You're just learning how to carry a gift that's heavier than most people realize. If this resonated with you, hit that like button. Subscribe for more real talk about psychology and student life. Drop a comment. Which part hit hardest for you? You've got this. See you in the next one.